people. It's 6:52. Is this mountain time? Is that what they call it? 6:52 a.m. mountain time. We just came into Yellowstone. We just went by the attendant gate and said, we're just blowing through it. Of course, no one was there. So we're in Yellowstone. It is currently 37 degrees. It is June, towards the end of June.
June 22nd.
June 22nd, 2025.
And it's snowing, my friend.
There it is. Snow. Not like heavy snow. It's not a blizzard. But, you know, when it's snowing, you know it.
It's 37 degrees and there is precipitation, so.
Yep. Wow, so.
It's really snowing.
Yeah, it's really snowing. We're here in Yellowstone, and we might expect a 10-minute delay because, you know, we're waiting at a traffic light. It's kind of like we're waiting at a traffic light.
Well, there's road construction. And I thought it was really more a road that we may be driving on up towards the top, but like a year or two ago, there was like that major storm and, you know, like a road washed out. Oh.
Yeah.
So, and it may be something like this where,
That
you know,
could be,
they have to work in, you know, portions.
Yeah, because
so,
there was that one year where they had all those like flash floods and stuff. That was here and Moab and a whole bunch of places. 10 minutes!
Woo-hoo!
How fast was that?
Well,
it was only a minute.
10 minutes had started before we got here.
We could expect up to a 10-minute delay.
There was a lot.
Well, even 5 seconds is up to 10 minutes.
It was like a white nice shoe too.
We are on the approach to Old Faithful. We know that because there was a sign that said this way. And the GPS also said go this way. And we're currently following somebody with Alberta plates. I think they drove from there because that does not look like a rental. There's the lodge. It's called something like Yellowstone Lodge or something. No, that's not what it's called, but it's the Yellowstone Lodge.
Well,
That's
it
the
is a
lodge at
in
Yellowstone. Made it. Thank you, white car people who are Asian. Because I could see their face. So that is the parking area. We got a really close spot. So now we're on our way to Old Faithful, which is, you can't see me pointing, but it's that way. And where's Old Faithful? Right there. And if you're wondering why I'm huffing and puffing, so that's Old Faithful. So if you're wondering why I'm huffing and puffing, it's because I think we're at about 8,000 feet elevation. Oh wait, which one is Old Faithful? Maybe it's that one. This is Old Faithful that way. So like right behind me. Last time we were here it was winter and it's snowing right now. All this stuff was covered in snow. We couldn't even walk over there. Of course you're not supposed to, but we couldn't walk over there. And Old Faithful doesn't close for anybody, but it does take like a 40-minute break every 40 minutes. And that's acidic water over there. So don't like sip it. It's a little bit cool out today. Good thing it's June. So we've decided we're going to go to the visitor center, which is over there, but we're going there because, well, we want to go there, and that's in that direction. And Old Faithful is behind me. I think you can kind of see the steam. I don't know if that's the steam from Old Faithful or if that's the steam from the other hole next to it. But we're going to head to the visitor center because check things out. Maybe there's good stuff in there. There's a sign of the visitor center. But this is it. There's bathrooms over there, I think, if I recall. There's a big window if you want to like see Old Faithful. But is it okay to call Old Faithful old? I don't know. Do I like being called old? I don't know. I guess I don't really care. So we found out that the visitor center that we're in right now does not open until 8 o'clock. And it was 8 o'clock when we got here. So it's open. There's no predictions. It's closed. Old Faithful is closed. Any minute. Any minute. I'm gonna go outside so I can hear it. We're gonna run. No running inside. We just made it in time. The ranger said any minute. We're gonna get a shot from farther back. Actually, this is kind of a cool view here because you can see all that stuff in the back too. Any minute now. Oh, there's more stuff coming out. More and more. Okay, we're not gonna do any commentary. It's starting. Oh, you can hear the water. Oh, it's like the ocean. This could be it. Or it might not. Wait, yeah, there's a lot more. There's more steam. This could be it. No. Maybe. Yeah.
Awesome.
There it goes. Apparently it's not as regular as it used to be. There's the rumbling. We made it. Oh, it's starting to slow down a little. And now it's snowing.
People are so nice. We really
So after about half an hour, we finally saw Old Faithful. We looked. Apparently it's not as faithful as it used to be. I think they said it was 2 hours since the last eruption, so lucky for us, we saw it, and you saw it here. So we're headed to the Old Faithful Lodge right now. You can see it's pretty old, but that's not the old, has to do with Old Faithful. But yeah, it is pretty old. This is the first national park. And again, in case you're wondering why I'm like breathing so hard, it's because we're at a elevated elevation. One thing I wanted to point out is I'm wearing my Yellowstone shirt today in honor of being here. Okay, it's a little cool. So I'm gonna zip that back up. So this is the inside of the lodge. I don't think we were here. We didn't come in here last time, did we? Remember yesterday we were at the other lodge, and it also reminded me of Disney Wilderness Lodge. We're headed to the Bear Paw Deli. I wonder if they have any bear paws. There are sandwiches. I nearly fell asleep waiting for you to make my sandwich.
Go back to sleep. It's dark.
Alright, we're at another spot that we have, well actually not another spot, this is actually a spot we haven't been to, as if you've been following my channel, which most of you have not, unfortunately, but you know, please subscribe, hit like if you like this video so far. But we are in Yellowstone National Park, and we are headed to a viewpoint outlook, and I'm going to give you the name in a second because I don't remember what it is. I have a really Grand Prismatic Springs. I have a really short, like my short-term memory is like really bad. When you turn 55, that's what happens. So apparently there is a bear frequenting the area. This is Grand Prismatic Springs. We're walking this way. Watch your step. Whoa, I need to watch my step too. Okay, don't look at the camera. So here's a view of the Grand Prismatic Springs. This is the bottom. Alright, so it's like very acidic. You don't want to be like drinking this water. It's not like super amazing. So this is not yellow rock, but it is pretty rusty, and look at all the erosion. That's what we call it. Trying to smell if it smells like sulfur. But see, look at all this stuff running here, and then it runs this way. Apparently someone lost their hat down there, and if you lose stuff down there, just leave it. So this is the really easy walking deck here. That's like Niagara Falls, except this might be like acid water, and then you could burn. So there's the view from up here. Hopefully you can see that stuff behind me. This just proves I was here. Oh, one way. One way this way. Foot traffic only. It's almost like a crater. Look at that turquoise looking water. That's like killer water over there. Can you imagine the first people that came here and they're like thirsty and they think, oh, I'm gonna be able to drink this stuff, and then they find out that their insides are burning because it's acid. So this is it. The blue water. So when I said this looks like a crater, it's because it's Excelsior geyser crater. Blue, my favorite color. Oh, the wind is clearing out the steam. Excelsior geyser, erupted and burst 50 to 300 feet. Today's Old Faithful was 180 feet. There's the Norris Museum, and then that way is the back basin, and the porcelain basin is only 0.6.
Well, then let's do that.
We're gonna do the porcelain basin. Norse information. Wow, they made a desk out of a piece of metal and rocks. That's a tight squeeze. Wow. Look at that. You can almost see it through the trees.
Would you like to go down and walk amongst those things? Okay.
Porcelain Basin Trail. That guy back there had a baseball cap that said antisocial. Emotional damage. That looks a little slippery.
So that's the overlook.
That's slushy. There's a nice little overlook over here. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Do not put objects in pools. At least they're not saying don't put objects in your pockets. Oh, there's like a bubbly thing here. That's this one. Look, you can see it. It's like bubbling. Mm. Yeah, but then would you want to eat it? Because it's all acid. That's why it's these weird colors. Oh, and look at that one over there. It's like Old Faithful almost. Look, it's like getting worse. See, the reason that's not called Old Faithful is because it doesn't happen on a clock. It's kind of like Old Faithful kind of doesn't do now either. Man, imagine that thing like blows. Man, this thing really blows. Oh yeah, smell the sulfur. If I had smell-o-vision, you could smell it. So be careful. There's a chance that, hey, they're not letting us go. Oh, they're not letting us go that way anymore because it gets too close to the PS trails. No person special trails.
Is that actually what it means?
No, it's National Park Service.
Oh.
Look at that thing go. That's why they closed this trail. Because see, you could see the other end of it over there. Got a barricade with cones also that probably say NPS trails. No people, sir. Yeah. So it's no longer a one-way loop. Or maybe it never was a one-way loop. The two friends are going to be continuing down to the basin without us. And we're just going to have this camera floating along behind them. This is currently the view if you look to the right. And there is snow on the ground. Now, as I've said many times, it's June 22nd. Still more snow. Oh, metal pipe. If you're still with us, we're still in Yellowstone. We're at the Norris Geyser like basin or overlook. And there it is. By the way, these are the things they put at Jeremy Clarkson's pub. You can hear all the gas coming out. It's kind of like a leaking gas line. Like you can really hear it. And then over here, there's like bubbling water. It's just like, that's just gas popping up. It's like sulfur. I don't know if you can hear it. Trouble, bubble, toil and trouble. Does anybody know what that's from? That's the beginning of King Lear. Look at the colorful, it's like the hot springs, only deadly. It almost looks like water's flowing uphill here. Strange. So here's the view from the other side of the loop. Seems to be a little bit of bubbling over there. I don't know if you can hear it. Still on the loop. And so this rusty stuff. Man. Look at that. All that stuff coming from up there. It's like flowing down, turning green as opposed to turning red. Comes through here. And there's still like bubbly stuff over there too. And that says danger, thermal ground. It's like water flowing. Water's just coming at us. One thing I wanted to show you is this thing's been going for a long time. It's been a little more faithful than Old Faithful. And you can just hear, maybe you can on the camera, but this thing's like going still going. That's the New Faithful. Alright, let's zoom in on this thing. And then over here we have these blue pools, which comes through a lot better on the camera actually, if I'm being honest. These things look really great. Oh look, there's like, I don't know what that is. Something going through there. It's rocks. We're looking over here again. So this is it. This is the Porcelain Basin. So if we go to the left up here, it's to Porcelain Basin Loop, but it doesn't say we can't go straight. We're gonna try and get a little closer to this thing and hope we don't die. Oh man, look at that thing. Okay. Oh, there's just so much coming out of there. Let's see, hopefully the wind changed direction. Oh, I think it's happening. Man, there's all that pressure. Bring it back down. Quite ironically, today is Sunday. Lots of interesting views. There's another interesting pool on the other side of the boardwalk. Lots of warmth coming out of there. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but we're on like top of this super volcano. So we're just trying to see everything before it all like does the super eruption thing. I don't think it'll be in our lifetime, but I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. More cool things to see, different elevation. Wow, so when we came here in the winter, we had limited access because we were on a snowmobile. We had certain places that we were going. So we didn't get to see this. Pretty cool. So there's this like fairly new boardwalk over here where we got the sign that says Porcelain Springs, and like I guess from up here it does look kind of like porcelain, so it's really interesting. Like, this is really cool. Like, you don't see stuff like this in Florida. And I mean, it's really just amazing to see. Dangerous ground. But, so, let's head to the end of this boardwalk here so we can just take it all in. So here's this end. We're gonna go nice and easy. We got this thing that's just blowing out like crazy. And then we were way down there. And we kind of came around and then up and this way. So now, so about over there, there's the rest of the walkway back up to the museum. So this one, this is Congress Pool. It's a little cloudy in Congress. So I think one thing that maybe it's kind of interesting to note is because there's that section closed by the area where there's that really blowing geyser thing, they shut that part of the trail with the loop down, and that was kind of like a shortcut, so we didn't have to walk all the way around the bigger loop. But now, since they shut that down, you have to walk a longer loop, and it actually is a loop. I thought it was like a dead end, but I was wrong. Not the first time. It's kind of usual, and we're also at a higher elevation than we're used to, so I'm huffing and puffing. Alright, there's the back side of the museum where the rest of my group is. They're waiting, but they're all there. Well, we just had lunch across from the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel at their dining room, I guess. Because, like, that's it. Here's the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. And we're here in Mammoth, in Yellowstone National Park. We've never been to this part of Yellowstone. Still June, and it's still like in the I think 50s, so it is still fairly comfortable, not cold in my opinion. So that's the Horace M. Albright Visitor Center, and they called it that because it's named after Horace Albright. No relation to me, because none of those names are in my name. No parking anytime. This is like an old building. Here are all the animals we have not seen yet. That's a coyote. It's ugly. This is government property. Keep off. So this is the backside of the iconic north entrance to Yellowstone Yellowstone National Park. Not exactly sure when this was like constructed, but this is the Roosevelt Park. So this is it. It says, for the benefit and enjoyment of the people. So that is the iconic arch of Yellowstone, but it is not actually the entrance to Yellowstone. I mean, it was at one time, but now the entrance is that way, and there's like, you know, guard booths and stuff, or ranger booths. I don't want to say guards because they're not guards, they're rangers. Not to be confused with the Texas Rangers. It used to be that people came from that direction, and they would come up here. Because see, there's the wall, and then you come up this way, and then you drive straight through the arch. But then they built Gardner, or whatever this town is called, and then they put this little T here, make it easier for people to go around without actually going through the park. and paying the fee. We're at the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone National Park. Not to be confused with the Grand Canyon. That's just the Grand Canyon. It's also snowing today on June 22nd. I know I keep saying it's June 22nd, but that's just so you know it's June 22nd. So this is the way, we're at the South Rim. We're at the South Rim, also not to be confused with the South Rim of the Grand Canyon, like the real Grand Canyon. We're walking in this direction because this is the way we're going. I can kind of see the other side of the canyon there. It's quite bright. It's kind of like yellowish, like Yellowstone-y. Wow, look at all the striations. It's pretty cool. And really those lines are because of watermarks or erosion, as opposed to the other stuff, you know, like in Sedona and whatnot, where it's like red layers. Wow, look at, man, it's like just like this big canyon. Look at those roots, and look at this, it's like all, oh, the falls, there's falls there. Oh, and we got a nice view of not Niagara Falls. There is the falls. So here's yet another better view. So we're now at another canyon view here in Yellowstone, and it's June again. It's June 22nd, 2025, and it's snowing pretty good. It's snowing pretty good. Yep, it is. There is some. Thanks for letting me ramble, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rambling with Phil YouTube channel to see more videos like this.